$5, so a little bit of a return there. Many of those other bets, 6,500 on Wick, 3,000 on Astral Ruler earlier in the night, coming unstuck. Get to you, Mark Mack. I was around the 5 and 6, and provided he does things right, AFL will win this race, but I'm not totally convinced that he's got the all-round game yet.
I think Espresso Martini will beat him.
Okay.
I'm not concerned it's going back at the start. If they let AFL get a run in front like he got last time, well, he'll win every day of the week. I don't think that'll happen here. And 1950, Espresso Martini's not going to have all that much traffic in front of him with just a field of 9. They've been running along tonight. I think he'll come to the race at the right time. And AFL just out of maidens. We know how big the jump is. So 9 on top for me. AFL and Gunpowder amongst the minor prizes, and I gave a chance to Go Collect also. This is race 6, Avon City Ford Mobile. Scratching his Media Queen, 160 AFL, $6 for the 9 Espresso Martini, $7.80 for Gunpowder. And for the Lions Roar at $11 and $1.90. He'll be better for that 6th behind She's a Legend at Ashburton, where they went 2-1.2. So Gupta's Cullen drawn the inside. Maverick is ready. Resumes from a spell, Maverick today, not seen since December last year. The Lions Roar, AFL, Gunpowder, Wattlebank Flyer, Go Collect, Espresso Martini and Adam Hanover. Mobile heads into the backstretch. Race number 6. Favourite off the 5. In the Par Bloodstock colours is Blair Orange for Ken Barron. They're ready to rumble. The gate reaches the 1950 now, racing. Speed Gupta's car on the inside, Gupta's Cullen, not quite as fast away as Maverick, and Espresso Martini charging over from out wide. Then came the Lions Roar from Adam Hanover, and next in is AFL from Gunpowder, Wattlebank Flyer, and back to last is Go Collect. Maverick's going to keep the lead fresh, up a length and a half on Espresso Martini. Gupta's Cullen running third on the inside, and one away fourth, the Lions Roar. 3 back along the pegs is Adam Hanover from AFL, Gunpowder, 2.5 Wattlebank Flyer. Last is Go Collect. Lead time 24. That's not overly fast. And it's Maverick and Nigel McGrath by a length and a half. Gupta's Cullen. 3 back the inside is Adam Hanover and parked up Espresso Martini. Then came the Lions Roar, and here comes AFL up 3 wide with the tempo really slow. From Go Collect, Gunpowder moving, and Wattlebank Flyer is last. Maverick leads the way. Margins half a length on AFL, who's going to cruise up. McGrath's happy to hand up to the favourite. So AFL works to the lead now. Running second is Maverick, and Espresso Martini's latched on in the breeze. Third and 3 wide into 4 spot. Now comes Gunpowder. 3 back along the inside line is Gupta's Cullen from the Lions Roar. Then came Adam Hanover from Go Collect, and 2.5 to Wattlebank Flyer. The first quarter 32.2, 900 metres to go. And the leader to the backstretch is AFL. Margins a length and a half on Gunpowder, working hard to get to the chair. Maverick's enjoying a good trip after leading early, has been trailing for half a lap, and Espresso Martini. Robbie Close will have an extra couple of inches on the arms after this drive. He's settled better now when Gunpowder crossed in front of him. From Gupta's Cullen, the Lions Roar, and then came Adam Hanover. Back running second last is Go Collect, and Wattlebank Flyer whips them in. Second quarter, 31.2, 63.4 for the half, and it's AFL. By a length on Gunpowder. Maverick waits on the terror to love it. Pineleaf Farm passing lane from Espresso Martini, Gupta's Cullen. Then came the Lions Roar, Adam Hanover. Go Collect and Wattlebank Flyer. AFL leads, margin length on Gunpowder. 3 wide Espresso Martini, 4 wide the Lions Roar. Mavericks winning on the terror to love lane from Gupta's Cullen. Third quarter 29.9. AFL leads, margin half a length on Maverick. Gunpowder, Espresso Martini running on. It's AFL still in front, margin half a length on Maverick. He's kicking AFL. Gunpowder, Espresso Martini for third and fourth, but AFL's too good. 1 and a length on Maverick. Third in Gunpowder and fourth in Espresso Martini from the Lions Roar. And then Gupta's Cullen Go Collect. Next to go by is Wattlebank Flyer, and last home is Adam Hanover. 5 AFL, 150, 110. 3 Maverick, 260, and 6 Gunpowder, $1.70, 5, 3 and 6. Got a good lead again. Went back at the start. Went around, found the top at the belt. Last quarter in 28. 2-1.3 for the last mile. It was another easy run. And if you get the videos of the last 2 weeks, you give him a run like that, Gregory, he'll win every day of the week, AFL, and he's done it again.
I know you've got to have the horse in front of you, Mark, but Blair stayed out of that fight early. Surprisingly, Espresso Martini came off the gate. Unfortunately, he didn't really come back to Robbie Close as a result. Maverick, first up for the Nigel McGrath team. Gee, he only trialled the other day, it feels like it anyway, and was unplaced in the colours of David and Catherine Butt, so he can't have been there that long. He's raced very well. Out of course, the Auckland Cup winner in Kate's first. Gunpowder's had to do a little bit too much work working around Espresso Martini, but there's another win there at very short notice. Racing in the Par Bloodstock colours there, another win for Ken Barron and Blair Orange, of course. Ken, for the first time as a trainer, up over the 50 wins for the season. Very dominant performance in the fifth leg of the Terminator.
AFL, second 3, Maverick, and third 6, Gunpowder. Fourth has gone to 9, Espresso Martini, from 4, the Lions Roar, and 8, Go Collect. 5, 3, 6, 9, 4, 8. The margins 1 length, 1.5 lengths, a neck 1.5 lengths. Winner's time was 2:25.4, a mile rate of 2 minutes, 0.4. The last 857.5, last 427.8.
If you made it through 4 legs of the terminating Turbo Pick 6, I would suggest you probably made it through 5, as the favourite got home very easily. Big horse, plenty to learn, as Greg said before the race, but clearly has the scope to be a 6 or 8 win horse without needing to improve much. Confirming how many of you made it live shortly, but for now heading back to Wanganui, meeting code 9, race 9, one of the C4, C5 features of the night. And Rosso, we spoke earlier that Lisa Ahern was on 497 after a couple of early wins tonight. Is the door closing? Can she still make it to 500 for the season before it ends at midnight tonight?
Yeah, she can, Michael. Obviously, she's running out of chances. I've got her down to win the last 2, which would get her to 499, so maybe she needs this one here. Actually, I'm not sure if she's represented in the 10th. Let's have a look here. Just have a quick look through. No, she isn't. So, yeah, things are getting tight here. She's going to have to win the last 3 races that she's represented in. It's not impossible. I've got her in for second here. At Addington, AFL, 150, 110, 260 the 3, 170 the 6, Quinella 770, trifecta 43.30, and the first 4, 5, 3, 6 and 9, $123.90. That pick 6 update will be through very shortly. Went here in this race, 8, 6, 7 and 2. Was quite keen about Boston Heart. Double there at Addington, 14 and 5, $15.30, 14 and 3, $50.10, and a 7.14.5 treble there as well. In pick 6, we've got 100.7 live units and 1 leg to go. The Orange Agent being the hot favourite there. So 2 minutes out here. Look, ended up with Boston Heart as bet of the night. Not a bet of the night I would rush out and take out a second mortgage on. But this morning was at $4.50, which I thought was quite generous. Bookie's now at $4 and $3.60, $1.60 the tote. He's a strong dog. He could get left out on a limb here. He won from box 8 5 starts back. Last start, box 7, he ran down Corborn Crouch. Very good dog. So went with Boston Heart on the strength of his recent form. Smash Allegro, the 6 dog, has got good early pace. Puts himself in the race. Won here last Friday from Thou Romeo, who doesn't line up tonight, and then second to Spring Major on Monday at Manawatu for Smash Allegro. And Lisa Ahern has 3 chances in here. You would think Smash Allegro the best of them. But Laritza Danny and Check the Mail probably just need things to go their way, but they've been very good dogs in the past. Now this dog here, the 7, Izzy Bale, really interests me. He looked very good when he came to New Zealand for a start or 2, and he's actually run some reasonable races of late across at the Manawatu, but he doesn't create his own luck. Now, he's the only Class 4 in this race, but I rate him a big chance. He's had 1 run here. He ran a close 4th in a qualifying heat of the Group 1 Futurity in May. Now, he's going to have to pick his way through a bit, but did rate him as a bit of a chance of doing that and at least making the trifecta first 4. The 2 dog is Jojo, and it's really good to see him here. I've really liked him. He's come through the grades. He's finally got, he's only taken 23 starts. He's won 8. He's got 10 minor placings. He's got to Class 5. He won at Auckland Sunday before last in a very good time, 30.44. It's his first look here, and I imagine that is because he'll be back next week for the heats of the Group 1 Wanganui Cup. So he gets a sighter tonight, and we'll be taking notes. But Alicia Steele with Jojo trains in partnership with her partner James Black. So good to have Jojo here tonight. The 4 is Nitro Mary. Now she's she's at $7 now on the tote, and her support crew's just down below me, so if you hear any excitement mid-race, it will be them. She has got some early pace. She's new to this level. She did run 4th in a Group 2 race for the girls behind Corborn Bright at Cambridge, and it was a pretty good run. She won the start prior in 30.42 here. So she needs to be on the pace to win this, but there's some strong dogs in this, and they're already calling, come on, Marys. Let's see how we go. Race 9, Wanganui Security, Class 5 mainly. Class 4 dog is Izzy Bale, 520 metres. Nice field. Punch on Jamie off the inside. Ritzadani in 3, check the mail in 5, and out in box number 7 is Izzy Bale. Second line, Jojo, first look here. Box 4 here for Nitro Mary. Support crew started already. Smash Allegro the green and Boston Heart the outside. Smash Allegro goes favourite the tote. And we're set first leg of the quad. Nearly there. Racing, Smash Allegro out nicely. Now Nitro Mary was checked early, going out hard the inside as Punch on Jamie, and also punching through here. Jojo round that first bend, but Smash Allegro got there first and Jojo switched off. So into the back they go, and it's Smash Allegro by about 3 lengths here. Boston Heart around the outside. Izzy Bale up and around them 4 wide. Jojo is still there. Back on the inside to Punch on Jamie. Further back in the race, Ritzer, Danny, Nitro Mary, check the mail. On the corner they come, and it's Smash Allegro, Izzy Bale and Boston Heart through the centre. Izzy Bale in from Boston Heart. I think Jojo got up for 3rd, and that was a fair run with Smash Allegro in that photo. Back and behind those runners then to Ritzer, Danny and Punch on Jamie. Further back to Nitro Mary, check the mail. Izzy Bale. Is he ready for a crack at the Group 1 next week? You've got to think so. He's looped them here in a funny old race. Be watching this a few times on the video, especially in the back straight. 30.60 the winning time. Well, some of these can run that on their ear. I know it's cold. But Izzy Bale right around the outside, and with a very strong dog that's run second here, and Izzy Bale's run past it. And Jojo, he was in trouble at the first bend. That's been a run. And Smash Allegro's 4th, 5.03 the lead up, 18.96 to the midsection. So into this bend, it's Smash Allegro. Jojo here just gets tangled up with it. If Jojo had got through at that point, Smash Allegro's cut him off, then it could have been race over. Izzy Bale, Boston Heart. Now, they all seem to get in each other's way going into the back as well. But Izzy Bale has looped them and scored, run home 11.64. Izzy Bale, win 2 in New Zealand. He's a white and fawn dog by Jarvis Bale out of Kumar Bale, raced by Paul Wheeler, trained by Craig Roberts, and has done the job on Boston Heart. Just missed the margins there, but that's by the by. We're 8 minutes out from Alexandra Park and the conclusion to the terminating Turbo Pick 6. But Izzy Bale sticks his paw up for a crack at the Wanganui Cup next week. Boston Heart probably wouldn't lose too many admirers, and Jojo certainly didn't. Michael, that might be the black booker out of this.
Big lump of a dog, the winner though, isn't it, Rozzo? Izzy Bale was a clear last heading out of the straight the first time, and things did not look good, but came clean over the top of them. Big winning performance there for Craig Roberts. Heading back to another Craig the Whale Thompson at Alexandra Park, and mate, it's great to see a really good horse at Alexandra Park this time of the year, and this weird anomaly where she races as a 3-year-old tonight, she turns 4 here tomorrow morning, and then she heads to Australia where she goes back to being a 3-year-old until August 31st.
It's a strange old one, isn't it, Michael, where they continue on for an extra month, but what it is, great to have her on track at Alexandra Park, hitting obviously the Breeders' Crown, using this as a stepping stone, and she paraded wonderful on track tonight, Michael. Backed in from $1.60 to $1.30. I didn't think the $1.60 would last, really. $5,000 bet on her this afternoon, short her into $1.50, and since then she's shortened right through the afternoon. I presume most multis will be running through her. We've had a few favourites win tonight and a couple of short ones down south as well, the likes of AFL, so wouldn't be surprised if there's a few multis finishing on runner number 6, the Orange Agent. 130, 110, 130 on the tote. Second favourite here is runner number 3, Cyclone Kiwi. Caught up with his driver, Josh Dickey, earlier in the night. Josh, Cyclone Kiwi, you pick up the drive in race 6 for Robbie Holmes. I thought an outstanding run first up at the park last start. Had to come wide and run home in pretty good sectionals off the video. So tonight, you would think would be hard to beat, but you've got a filly in there called the Orange Agent, though. Yeah, it's going to be tough to beat her. You know, she's such a class filly, and I've seen her workouts before she went to the Breeders' Crown, and you know she's been terrific. So yeah, that's going to be hard. But you know, in saying that, this fella, he hadn't been to the park before, and it was his first time looking at it last week, and it's hard for the South Island horses to do that fresh up. And yeah, he really impressed Robbie last week, and he's trained on good since then. And talking to Rob today actually, and you know he thought he'd be right there. Interesting. I haven't really had a good look at his gate speed. He's drawn 3 tonight, and you've got Ideal Flyby on 1. Is he a horse, you think, talking to Robbie, that you might be able to use the draw, or is it a case of just pop off the gate and see how it unfolds? Yeah, look, as Rob said, you know, your best chance of probably winning it's probably not burning early, because you know they're 1700 and they could go hard. You know, he showed last week that he can get over top of them, so you know maybe look to drive him with a sit, and yeah, you never know what can happen, but you know I'd probably look to drive him that way. Yeah, the owner's on track tonight. The Cyclone Kiwi Syndicate met up with a few of them about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they said they're going to come north and watch this Blake race, and they're on track tonight. So good luck to the Syndicate. With Cyclone Kiwi, he's also Harness Plus eligible tonight, so $20,000 race plus Harness Plus. It's a nice race for Cyclone Kiwi, and well placed by Robbie Holmes. Good money for running second last week, and again, good stakes on offer tonight. Geisha Girl, John Dunn, takes the drive on the mare that's going to start near outsider of the field. John, Geisha Girl's doing a really good job. A 1 or 2 starts ago. Tonight, she comes up with a nice draw, but this is a pretty good field. You've got the Orange Agent in there, the likes of the Fascinator that won last start. Barrier 2, is she a chance of getting off the gate and getting some of it?
Yeah, it's a very good field, and it's sort of a big step out. She's raced Severe Patrol and that, and didn't disgrace herself, so yeah, I sort of go off the gate, sort of handy, but she was actually meant to be flying out today to America, and the plane got delayed 2 weeks, so to help the club out, put her in, and but she's sort of horse. She does make the step up, and she won't disgrace herself.
Drawn Barrier 2 for the Westview Racing Syndicate, heading to America in a couple of weeks' time, so sold there. Geisha Girl, one of the last times we'll see here in the country, starting at around about $21. How do we analyse the race? Well, the Orange Agent, she's just a super filly. She's got a personal best of 2 minutes here for the 1700, and that equivalates to around a 154 mile, and that was in the Neverly Fillies heat. Sheer and a half and about 54 that night on a 154 mile rate. The only concern it is, and I don't want to put any negatives in there, when she's out wider on the track, she doesn't pace that well around Alexandra Park. Left-handed she does, but she can do the odd thing. We've seen it in the past here when she gets wider on the track. I think Maurice McKendry, if he can, will get as close to the marker pegs as early on as he can. If she has to sit outside the leader, can she do it? Absolutely. She's a class act, and really she should have the measure of most of these. The Orange Agent, even from barrier number 6, is the one to beat, and I'm hearing through from the racing desk a couple of $5,000 bets coming in late again on her. It's going to steady her quote up to sitting at around about $1.30 at the moment. There's a mare that's absolutely flying at the moment. Fantastic win on Friday night. The Fascinator did it tough too, and she's a big mare, isn't she? By Better's Delight out of Impish. Took her tally to 9 wins after winning at the park last Friday night, as we get the result from Wanganui 7, 8, 2 and 6. Wanganui race number 9. The Fascinator, great strike rate, great mare in all. She's won $150,000 in stake money. So, biggest test to date tonight, taking on the Orange Agent. For me, it's 6 to beat 3. Cyclone Kiwi, 5 the Fascinator, and 7 Johnny Fox that he burnt last week after saying he has to be driven cold. Zach took off at the 600 and run down the back, and it was a real quick quarter. He just come to the end of it late. Tonight, I think they'll probably more than likely go back and drive him for one run. He's best driven that way, and that's how he won 3 starts ago. He was good enough to run 4th in, I think, the Thames Cup behind Severe Patrol. So, for me, he's a chance of getting some of it, probably the loose end of the first four. 6, 3, 5 and 7 our feature, the multi-vac mobile pace, and hearing through some 550 multis. There you go. Sal's listening in the TAB. 550 multis on the Orange Agent. That's how dominant she is, running through most people's investments tonight. Just over 100.7 live in pick 6, and if you took our suggested, you're one of those. With the favourite, I think it's paying around about $1,400, $1,425 it is with the Orange Agent. Second favourite, $9,000 with the Fascinator, 14,000 Cyclone Kiwi, and around about 18,000 with Johnny Fox. Good luck if you're live, or one of those 100 tickets live in tonight's Pick 6. Aaron, what does it come to you? I'm really looking forward to this race. For the Auckland Trotting Club, they've attracted a really good field. $20,000 stake. The Orange Agent, she's into 130 on the book, 140 on the tote.
She'll take a power of beating to the American Ideal filly. She was wonderful winning the Jewels, of course, and who'll forget her sensational Northern Oaks victory here too. One of the season highlights for me for this season was that Oaks victory, and I've been with her all the way through, so we'll continue tonight, $1.40, $1.20 as they look to get her across to Australia for the Australasian Breeders' Crown Final Series. The Fascinator, she's well in this. She's the Speed Series winner. She won the Speed Series in 153. She won over 1,700 last week. She'll certainly be running the 1,700 out strongly. Cyclone Kiwi was good in his first look at the park last week. And 4 Better Spirits, I'll have him in the mix. He was a touch unlucky last week. 6, 5, 3 and 4.
Thanks, Aaron. The Orange Agent will start one from the outside in the green colours. Unfortunately, get a bit of rain at Alexandra Park at the wrong time for our feature tonight. The Multivac New Zealand Mobile Pace over the 1,700 metres, the favourite. About 2 or 3 lengths off the Morris, schooling her up in the green.
Pick 6, $100,000. Thank you, Craig. 100.7 live units remaining in this, the final leg of the turbo terminating pick 6. Multivac New Zealand Mobile Pace. Set ready. Green light up, they're off. The Fascinator comes out strongly, so he'll look to come forward and maybe secure the place behind the Orange Agent, who's not going to be hustled and bustled out of the machine today. In fact, she's back beyond midfield, so the Fascinator will take up the lead over Ideal Flyby, then Cyclone Kiwi, Geisha Girl the inside, Better Spirits. McKendry quite happy to put the filly back second last, the Orange Agent, and back last is Johnny Fox. So Tony Hurley with the Fascinator coming on to the corner. The run out of the gate was 5.7. And the Fascinator leads a length and a half. Ideal Flyby, Scotty Phelan in the trail. Sitting out parked is Cyclone Kiwi. In the hands of Joshua Dickey. Geisha Girl the inside for John Dunn. Better Spirits 1-1. Philip Butcher on its back is the Orange Agent Morris McKendry. And Johnny Fox, Zach Butcher last 30-1 the opening quarter. The Fascinator Stables corner 1 and only time. Cyclone Kiwi Ideal Flyby's had that gorgeous run in transit trailing. Better Spirits 1-1. Geisha Girl the inside, the Orange Agent, the American Ideal filly, she's under a nice rein. McKendry is getting her along nicely second last, and Johnny Fox last second quarter 31-1. The Fascinator into the back 3 quarters, Cyclone Kiwi. Ideal Flyby has had that nice run in transit for Scotty up on the outside, then to Better Spirits back on the inside. Geisha Girl, here she comes. The Orange Agent, she's about to put the squeeze on them again, and Johnny Fox will come into the race on her back. 500 to go as they sweep across the showgrounds turn. The Fascinator, the Orange Agent up on the outside. 28 the back straight quarter. Cyclone Kiwi between them. Then Ideal Flyby, Better Spirits, Johnny Fox, they come for home. The Fascinator, Cyclone Kiwi. The Orange Agent 3 quarters off them. Better Spirits, Johnny Fox to the outside. Cyclone Kiwi gets to the Fascinator. Here's the Orange Agent. She opens up strongly. 75 to go. Good luck to the crew as they go to the Australasian Breeders' Crown Final Series. The Orange Agent, much too strong. Cyclone Kiwi second, the Fascinator third. Then Johnny Fox, Better Spirits, Ideal Flyby, Geisha Girl, 202.2. We'll chop into a nice mile rate as well. 27.1. The last half in 55.2. The Orange Agent, she's done that 3 wide 2 for the majority of that last half, 55.2. The Orange Agent, American Ideal, Lady Fingers filly, Trish and John Green along with Moira Green and Peter Bolts. Morris McHenry and Bunty Hughes. Cyclone Kiwi, good tough run for second. The Fascinator third, and Johnny Fox to be the fourth across in the Multivac New Zealand Mobile Pace, as I mentioned in the call. Good luck to the team as they head across the Tasman to take on the best in the Australasian Breeders' Crown Finals.
Official placings race 6, the Multivac New Zealand Mobile Pace. 635-741. 635-741. Horse 6, the Orange Agent, paced the 1700 metres in 22.31. It's a mile rate of 155.7. Last 855.2. The 427.1. The margins 1.5 lengths, 2 3/4 lengths, a half neck. 635-741, race 6, the Multivac New Zealand Mobile Pace.
Isn't she a wonderful filly? The Orange Agent back at the head of the field, trained by Bunty Hughes at Ardmore. The Magic Man, Morris McHenry, the New Zealand Trotting Hall of Fame sponsored rangeman, will bring her back at the head of the field. American Ideal, Lady Fingers, Bay 3-year-old filly. She's our Northern Oaks champion. She's the Jules champion. And soon, let's hope she'll have the Australasian Breeders' Crown Championship to her name too. Trish John and Moira Green, along with PC Peterbolt, the owners. And that's career win 13 at start 19 tonight for the Orange Agent. Stephen Holmes down there, part of the victory celebrations for Multivac New Zealand. Gordon Robertson, Auckland Trotting Club steward, in attendance. 3 Cyclone Kiwi, Jeremy's Jet Bay 4-year-old gelding out of another Kiwi for the Cyclone Kiwi Syndicate. Robbie Holmes trained at Leithfield Beach and Joshua Dickey. 5 The Fascinator for third. Better's Delight Impish Black 5-year-old mare raced by the Andersons. TR, Mrs FN and J. Tony Hurley, the trainer driver out of Papakura. The Orange Agent number 6, 120 and $1, 120 $1. 3 Cyclone Kiwi, $3.10, 3.10. 5 The Fascinator, no third. Quinella, $3.50, 3.50. Trifecta, $10.60, $10.60. First 4, $22.40, 22.40. The middle treble, 3, 4 and 6, $34.20, 34.20. Pick 6 tonight, 70.14 winning units, $1,425.70. $1,425.70, 70.14 winning units in Pick 6 tonight.
from the bookmakers. No big bets here, but Smithy is the best backed from 10s into 750, including a multi finishing on him for $20,000. And there was a late bet in that previous race, 4,000 on AFL, which of course was successful. Thank you to James for those details coming through. So in terms of the quaddie, plenty of people will be playing around Astro Boy, and we're up to about 12,000 in that. McClinchy will be a hot favourite to take out the second leg. I thought the third leg was a bit more open. Kylie Castleton, Unyielding Spirit, Tessa's Rocket, maybe even Cuddly Jess, and then probably Easy Rider in the last. So, yeah, it'll be a bit short, I think, if all of those favoured runners roll in, Mark Mack. But this race here, interesting go, I thought. I didn't think over the line, Astro Boy, but he's certainly in great form.
He'd be hard to beat, I think, Greg. And if he's in striking distance, he's got that really good turn of foot on him. We've got a delay here because Cody Singer's bent the sulky shaft. He's an angry horse, Cody Singer, and Blair O'Connell's got him to the start, so they'll change the cart, and then I'm sure keep an attendant or clerk of the course with him. I went 6 Astro Boy, 9 Smithy, just can't get the Ashburton win out of the mind, 13 Highview Anwell and 8 Sandvic Star, 6, 9, 13 and 8. Well, we've got a second, Gregory. We probably should pass on mention to Scotty Wallace, who's become famous on Stuff today for not a great reason. But it's quite a good yarn if you want to have a read. It's the Nelson man injured in the boat trip up at Marlborough Sounds, I think it says.
Wasn't ideal. Tripped up coming down the stairs on the boat and broke his leg in a couple of places. He's out of play for a while. Scotty Wallace loves his fishing, so that'll really disappoint him. So, yeah, stuff.co.nz. We wish you the best. Scotty, well known in the harness fraternity, of course, ace junior driver he was, associated with the Brent Mangos team, and now part of the stewards team. So, yeah, I'm sure he's in good spirits. He's always a jovial fella, as we know, Mark, but hardly ideal to be breaking your leg in a couple of places.
Jake's just suggested who's directing tonight. He might be joining the Coast Guard as well. I don't think he'll be passing I don't think he'll be passing the fitness test. And apparently, if the broken leg wasn't enough, the boat started taking on water. It's a great yarn to read.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I've actually seen a photo of him getting winched off the boat, which I'm sure will get played out at some stage in the next few months. Maybe a box seat special when we kick it back off. Scotty Wallace might be starring.
I've got a shout out to send too while we've got a delay.
Yes.
The great man of Southland, Tony Barron.
Yes.
Holidaying in Waikiki.
Right.
And listening to the trots.
Well, he needs to get a life.
Good luck to him.
Yeah, he's a good man, isn't he? No question about that at all. What about tomorrow, Mark? Big day, of course. It is the E-Star Online 118th runner of the Winter Cup. Have you narrowed it down to one? Because I've been doing the Winter Cup on trackside for probably a decade now. I haven't seen a field as even and wide open as this year's in that 10 years.
To be honest with you, no, I haven't. I haven't really got to the Winter Cup yet. That's coming up between races shortly. It's just such a...
Righto, I'll give you mine. I'm with Miss 3 Stars from the Tommy Beckett team. I think she can win the race. Wasn't that far away from a pretty handy field, of course, won by Addictive Habit in the Copeland's Mile back in November. Handles all sorts of tracks. Sam Wynn's had a terrific season once again, and I reckon she'll use that experience she's just gained, Mark, in Melbourne to the fore tomorrow in the Winter Cup. Very hard to beat, but find the one you like tomorrow. I think the favourite might start as long as $7 or even $8.
I don't mind north and south down near the bottom. Would have preferred, not that the club probably would have if there had been a bit more rain around, but been to Riccarton twice for 2 wins. That'll be certainly amongst the selections for Lisa Ladder, number 16. Gee, they've got good sized fields there tomorrow for the first day.
Yeah, not a great sort of size field for a commentator on picking. There's a fair few horses to get through, but you'll handle it with your usual aplomb. And the key races for the carnival, of course, the Sydenham Hurdle, race number 1. Good numbers there, 10 going to the post in that. The first, nice and early tomorrow, 10:40, the time-honoured Coral Steeplechase, which of course was won 4 times that race by Coral. It'll be underway at 20 minutes past 1, and high 40 up the top of the book there for the Andertons. Mark, that's all ahead of us tomorrow. Here's the first leg of the second quaddie here tonight.
Thanks, Greg. And that gear adjustment or sulky change on Cody Singer's taken place, and Cody's backed himself onto the infield. 3 in for Robert Dunn here. Colin De Philippi, that white, I think it's purple cap on Cullenberg. Stevie Golding, the white cap on Mr. Medal, and a red cap, Matt Purvis, on Florent. Tipping, Blair O'Connell will sit down here, and Peter Lamb will hit the lever and they'll go, because Cody's cranky.
Okay, gentlemen all round. Setting down, Mr. O'Connell.
Now they straighten. Cody Singer has a rare. Racing. That tape must have missed Cody Singer's head by a millimetre or two, and after all that he paced away not too bad. Mr. Metal didn't. He's in a bad gallop. Smithy galloped too. Astro Boy was a little slow, but most importantly paced away, and Albuquerque walked off the mark too. Fair Dinkum Bromac leads, and he's pacing roughly coming down to the winning post also. Sandvic Star's gone by Fair Dinkum Bromac. Cody Singer was charging into third, and he went for a gallop. So into second spot, Fair Dinkum Bromac, and Kellenberg third. Cullen Keefe 2 lengths away fourth from Highview Anwell off the 30 getting a flyer. 3 lengths to Westburn Jewel, 2.5 Astro Boy around Smithy. And then Florin Uncle Ben Albuquerque, and a length and a half to Mr. Metal, and Cody Singer's tailed out of it. Turning to the back, and Sandvic Star leads the way. Margin 2 lengths on Fair Dinkum Bromac, and Highview Anwell off the 30 metres is roaring up to the leaders. Cullenberg fourth, inside of Westburn Jewel, then Cullen Keefe to the inside of Astro Boy. 1.5 to Smithy, and 2 further lengths afield to Florin. Albuquerque inside of Uncle Ben, 1.5 to Mr. Metal, and Cody Singer's about 15 lengths away last. It's Highview Anwell coming off the back, leading by a length and a half, and the brakes go on now. Sandvic Star trails. Fair Dinkum Bromac is running 3 back the inside. Parked up and away fourth as Westburn Jewel, and 3 back along the pegs as Kellenberg inside of Astro Boy. 1.5 Smithy around Cullen Keefe, and then came Albuquerque and Florin from Uncle Ben, Mr. Metal, and only 7 lengths to Cody Singer. Lead time 1:19.3, and it's Highview Anwell and Bobby Butt by a length and a half. Second, the leaders back, Sandvic Star. Fair Dinkum Bromac 3 back the pegs. Westburn Jewel parked up. Here comes some moves. Smithy's off around Astro Boy. Kellenberg 4 back the inner. 3 wide and 1 back as Mr. Metal. Uncle Ben's on the move, the southerner. Next, Cullen Keefe from Albuquerque. 3 wide as Florin, and a length and a half to Cody Singer, who's last. The first quarter 32.2, 1,050 to run. And the leader is Highview Anwell by a length and a half over the trailing Sandvic Star. Up to the breeze comes Mr. Metal. Fair Dinkum Bromac 3 back the pegs. 3 wide as Uncle Ben, and racing between horses Smithy. 3 wide and 1 back Florin from Westburn Jewel. Kellenberg hemmed up the pegs. Astro Boy getting himself onto the 3 wide line from Albuquerque. And then came Cullen Keefe following Astro Boy, and Cody Singer a couple of lengths away after having to chase hard earlier in the race. Highview Anwell leads, 6.50 to go. Margin ahead, Uncle Ben second, leaders back Sandvic Star. Weight use of the Terror to Love at Pine Leaf Farm passing lane from Mr. Metal. 3 wide Florin, 3 the pegs as Fair Dinkum Bromac from Smithy Astro Boy. Next then is Westburn Jewel from Kellenberg and Cullen Keefe. Second quarter 29.8, 62 the half, and Highview Anwell leads ahead on Uncle Ben. 3 wide Mr. Metal, 4 wide Florin, 5 wide Astro Boy. Sandvic Star getting one off but held up. Fair Dinkum Bromac looking to take inside runs from Cullen Keefe. Third quarter's 28.5. Uncle Ben leads the way. On its outside, Sandvic Star. Fair Dinkum Bromac's on the passing lane. Sandvic Star, though, has got clear from Uncle Ben. Here's one for Robbie Close late in the contest. Sandvic Star beat Uncle Ben, Fair Dinkum Bromac. Then Kellenberg Smithy. Next in Cullen Keefe from Westburn Jewel Albuquerque. Next to go by is Florin from Mr. Metal Astro Boy, Highview Anwell. And last in is Cody Singer. 8 Sandvic Star, Robbie Close, 7.30 and 2.10. 7 Uncle Ben, $3.90, and we'll grab third again in just a moment. What's he got to come? Robbie Close. Real Social in the 8th, some chance. Tessa's Rocket in the 9th, the big chance. And in the last race, he does not have a drive. Last quarter, 28.5, 159 the mile rate. Gregory, it's game on.
It certainly is. Then there was one mark, beautifully handled as well, stepped away cleanly. There were a few getting it wrong. Robbie got the lead, handed up to the right one, and Highview Anwell came out before things got too tight and has bolted in here. A race by Mr. Clements. Congratulations. Win 4, start 27. Regan Todd doing an outstanding job with the son of Badlands Hanover. You need number 8 on your ticket, Michael, in terms of the quaddie. Back for the second leg of that, 9:06 the start time.
Thanks, Greg. Adds a bit of late season spice to the Junior Drivers Premiership. Robbie Close now one off Stevie Golding and trying to chase him down for the honour of being our leading junior driver. Confirming that shortly, but heading back to hat-trick for the 10th on the card. You've only got 2 minutes of betting time here, and Rosso, 2 scratchings from the inside 2 boxes, then Memory Lapse comes out. The winner of the ballots has been Miss Selfies. She gets the 1, whereas Red Crystal, who gets in, gets the 8. So works out nicely for the 10. Do you give her any chance coming off the ballot?
Put her in for third, Michael. She had box 3 last week and she got castled by Air Raid at the first bend. Air Raid actually came off worse and ended up at the back of the field. Miss Selfies went around 4th. It's hard to know just how much air that sort of sucked out of her too, and she's certainly a chance. I've actually got Air Raid on top and it is the favourite. More on that soon. Sandvic Star at Addington, number 8, 7.30 to 10, 3.90 the 7, 5.30 for the 3, Quinella 55.40, Trifecta 1,481.20, and an 8.731 first 4 of 3,225.80. Nearly 2,500 through to their 8th there, worth looking at in the first 4. Air Raid, the 3 dog, get a good look there at the 10, Miss Selfies. So she was a Class 4 winner in late April, and that was her last win. Class 3 these days, went over the distance, 645 metres 2 back, and ran a pretty solid third too behind Sweet Ruby Jane. But the 3 Air Raid, don't know how his confidence is. He fell 5 back. He's had miserable luck. He ran second to Big Red Chev. He weighed at 32 kilos. He was up to 33 last week, and I see he's back 0.8 today at 32.2, so I do like that. But he did cannon into Miss Selfies last week at the first bend, got right off balance. I actually think he would have picked up a few places. He tried to make ground across the top, and he just ran into a brick wall. And the same with Speed Legend in the same race. And Speed Legend, I think, will benefit from the fact it's only a 7-dog field, so it might be easier for him to make his way through the field. So he went 3 over the 6, then the 10. And the 9 Red Crystal, who hasn't won over 520 metres since December 2013. Her 3 wins since have all been 375-metre sprints across at Palmerston North. But she could well cross them here and lead, and it gives her a chance. But it really is a field of dogs who are looking to regain their form. Some of Rugsby quick on that for option 930. Lisa Ahern not represented here. They've got good chances in the last 2 races, but they're on 497. The 500 is over, but they will end the season top stake earners with over $1 million outstanding. John McInerney also over $1 million. To the traps here for the 10th. Miss Selfies off the inside, red, white and blue. Favourite Air Raid in the white. Bruiser Bale the gold, and out in box 7 Ollie Baxter. Box 2 is vacant. Blue Rogue for More Salt Needed. Green for Speed Legend, and the outside green and white Red Crystal. Air Raid at 2.30. We're set to go. And racing, Air Raid's bouted nicely. Miss Selfies gets out well too. Ollie Baxter a wee bit wider out on the track than Bruiser Bale. Followed through then by More Salt Needed, Speed Legend, and something amiss with Red Crystal. She's a distant last. Into the back they go, and Air Raid's on the bunny. Bunny, that's good for your confidence. Out by 3. Ollie Baxter, Bruiser Bale, he's a strong dog. He's making ground. Then we've got Miss Selfies, More Salt Needed, Speed Legend not winding up yet, and poor old Red Crystal's a mile from them. It's Air Raid in front by 3. Bruiser Bale trying to cut it down. Closer and then to Miss Selfies, wider on the track, Ollie Baxter. Air Raid gets his reward tonight from Bruiser Bale, Miss Selfies, Ollie Baxter, Speed Legend, More Salt Needed, and a margin last, Red Crystal. Air Raid doing the business here in a 30.44 and a run home 11.59, and has found the top tonight and not come back to them. Quite a strong dog on his tail, and Bruiser Bale. Bit of form for him into second, ahead of Miss Selfies and Ollie Baxter. So McInerney second, third, fourth behind the Turnwood runner, Air Raid, who led to the first bend. And on the bunny, a happy dog, with Ollie Baxter for company early, and Bruiser Bale just working into the clear. More Salt Needed getting up on the heels of Miss Selfies round that first bend. Just awaiting the other sectionals here. 3 3/4, 1.5 and 1 3/4 have been the margins. They've gone faster than the Class 5s, which gives you an indication of a few things that went on in that race. And those opening sectionals not with us, but they are available later on thedogs.co.nz. Air Raid by Dinah Lachlan out of Airbag for Alan Collins and Max Brown. Congratulations, win 9 at start number 47. Michael, that's the 10th. We've got 2 pretty useful Class 4 sprint races to go, dominated by dogs that have been good in Class 5 in the past. The 11th goes at 9.15.
Yeah, nice tipping from you, Rozzo. and led all the way there too, so pretty painless if you took his advice and backed Air Raid. Heading back to Craig Thompson at Alexandra Park. Best horse, dog or animal was seen on trackside today, Craigie, the Orange Agent. Gee, she was very good. And I believe you caught up with the little man, Maurice McKendry, to get his thoughts on the performance.
Absolutely, Michael. He was pretty busy washing down the filly, and just said to him, listen, how did she feel and what did you make of it? His words were, she absolutely jogged it. Very interested to find out what her sectionals were. And I said, well, they've run 55 off the front. You've probably run 54.7. He said, incredible, because she did it so easily. He said he did steady her around that last bend. Not that she was pacing badly, but just there was a horse inside her that was just coming out half a cart, Morris, and he just wanted to make sure that she was safe around that bend. And he said once she just asked her to go, the reaction was immediate. And his words were, she's only getting faster. So outstanding performance by the Orange Agent. I think she had a bit of a blow afterwards as well, so I think she'll benefit immensely from that run. Just on Start Dreaming, she's going to go to the trials tomorrow. I believe, Michael, she's in heat number 7 at Pukekohe tomorrow, going around about 12:30. So Start Dreaming back to the workouts after a placing or a second behind the Orange Agent at Cambridge last Thursday night. I'm hearing through from the racing desk that with those 550-odd multis running through the Orange Agent, 260-odd are now running through Risk here. So could be a pretty bad night at the office if Risk wins and they continue on to a couple more later in the program. So $1.40, I think they've turned the tap off on Risk. Andrew and Lynn Neal train. Todd Mitchell takes the drive. He paraded in wonderful order. He's not very big. He's a son of changeover, but he's a showy type, isn't he? Risk, and he was great last week in defeat because he burnt. He got beaten by Sir Richie late, but they went 241 and he was on the speed. So I think tonight Todd Mitchell from barrier number 5 will look to go forward, and he is clearly the one to beat. John Dunn, he drives Defy the Odds from barrier number 2. John, Defy the Odds. Got a nice draw, barrier 2. What do we make of his form since coming north?
Probably looks ordinary on paper. So he won nice enough, but it was sort of a fair field when he won. But unfortunately, this horse lacks speed, and his C1 grades have been running home 56 off the front. He's just sort of puts himself out of it. So different driving tactics tonight, and sort of go for it, and hopefully he can stay.
Well, he's at $31 to fire the odds. He's drawn barrier number 2. There are a couple of quick ones off the gate here, so I think John will look to go forward. And there is no second row. If he can't get across the mule, he's got the option to get back on the marker pegs. 2.5 Tigers was very good, running second to Better Spirits in the Breeders' Crown heat last Thursday. We didn't get a chance to see that heat, but gee, he was good. He only went down about a head at the line. He actually got his head in front about 50 from the line, and Better Spirits came back. Get that head-to-head here, $1.80, $1.90. I'd be playing 2.5 Tigers in that head-to-head on option 537, purely because he's going to be on the marker pegs here. Now, if Risk gets off the gate, at worst he's going to be his trailing or 3 back on the fence. I can't see many moves in the race. If Risk finds the front, he's going to be within 2 or 3 lengths from the leader and on the fence, where Pomeroy may have to come round them. So if I was playing head-to-heads here, I'd be playing option number 1, 2.5 Tigers. Get the result from Wanganui, 3, 5, 10 and 7. Air Raid, Bruiser Bale, Miss Selfies, first 3 home, the Wanganui Dogs, race number 10. Looks well, doesn't he? 2.5 Tigers by Jeremy's Jet for Pam and Lindsay Turner. Brett Mangos in the card, as he was at Cambridge in that non-tote. Sky Art, he took a while to break through. Start number 18 got him the money. He'd been promising to win a race, and he got that trip last start where they went hard mid-stages and it set it up for a swooper, and that's Sky Art's go. He powered over the top of them. Now that he's won one, now that he's found the winning post, he may go back-to-back. He's a chance here at $7. He is your third favourite in race number 7 tonight. Beautifully bred. Zach takes the drive, and it was an inch-perfect drive last week. So Sky Art in the mix. And I thought Better's Pocket, he's the best value in the race. Hasn't had much luck, this horse. He didn't get out till late last week behind Pomeroy, and he ran on nicely. This one for the Auckland Trotting Club 2014 Syndicate. Many of those syndicate members here on track tonight. So Better's Pocket, I'm sure they'll be cheering him home from the grandstands. 5 a special for me to beat 1, 4 and 6. 5, 1, 4 and 6. Aaron's with 5, 1, 6 and 7. 5, 1, 6 and 7. And hearing through from the racing desk, $5,000 on runner number 5, Risk. Into 130. Pretty short, but he is the horse to beat in race number 7. Aaron, as I come to you, he was good last start and defeat Risk, and really he should go one better here.
Yeah, he should do too. He's running for a performance incentive bonus tonight as well, and being a 3-year-old, every second winner's free, of course, so he'll be gunning for his 4th victory tonight, so a bit on the line for the team. So I think the changeover colt, Todd the Wizard Mitchell for Andrew and Lynn Neal, should be winning this for me. 2.5 Tigers. I thought he was very good at Cambridge and behind Better Spirits in that ABC heat. Chopped the margin down to a head on the line. Brent Mangos for Lindsay and Pam Turner, the 6 Better's Pocket. Touch unlucky last time. He was a nice winner 4 starts ago, and 7 Pommy Roy, mixing his form, the son of Christian Cullen, outsprinted his rivals 2 starts ago, beaten 5 lengths by Sir Richie when last produced Michael Blakemore. 5, 1, 6 and 7 for me in the first leg of our final treble.
Thanks, Aaron. Yes, Risk 120. He is very, very short now. Second favourite, you're getting nearly double figure odds. Sky Art around about the $9 mark on the book is a clear second favourite. Got an inquiry at Addington, I believe, is into third. 873 and 1. 873 and 1 at Addington. Race number 7, that is under inquiry. Mobile pulls away for the 7th tonight. The Fell Construction Mobile Pace. Your favourite will start from barrier number 5. He'll be in the black colours with the yellow stars and the yellow hoop. Risk is his name. Todd Mitchell will take the drive for Andrew and Lynn Neal. Let's head upstairs and join Aaron for race number 6.
Thank you, Craig. In the first leg of the final treble, in behind the yellow bar arm, the Fell Engineering Mobile Pace, and the very warm order is Risk at $1.30 and $1.30 back for the place. Sky Art at $8.40 and $2.20. 2.5 Tigers drawn barrier 1, 10 and $2.50. Into the home straight they come. Fell Engineering Mobile, starter Frankie Phelan activates the green light. We're racing and Risk is off the arm strongly. Up over on the outside, coming forward, Better's Pocket. Back on the inside, 2.5 Tigers. Defy the odds, just pacing roughly in the first furlong of the race. He'll settle back last. You can't take it with you up to third onto the stables corner. Sky Art to take the marker line behind. You can't take it with you. Back in the field then is Pommy Roy and Defy the odds back last. Out to the 1800 they go, and the race favourite Risk, the son of Changeover, the Wizard Todd Mitchell into the back, 1.5 lengths. 2.5 Tigers secures the beautiful run in the trail for Brent Mangos, 1.5 lengths. You can't take it with you, Tony Hurley, then Sky Art and Zach Butcher. Coming forward is Better's Pocket and Tony Cameron. Into the 1-1 Pommy Roy, Michael Blakemore, and Defy the odds John Dunn last. 45 and 8 was the lead time, so the hot favourite getting away with a luxurious time of it out in front. His name Risk, 1.5 lengths. 2.5 Tigers. Better's Pocket moving forward up on the outside, but applying no pressure at all into the leader in favourite. You can't take it with you. Locked up 3 back on the inside now of Pommy Roy into the 1-1. Sky Art the inside of Defy the odds. Off the showgrounds turn and down the lane they come. And the Wizard Todd Mitchell with Risk. Let's see what the opening quarter is. 33.5. He's in front, coming forward now from the back as Defy the odds to try and get up onto the speed, and what's going to be a sprint home. 2.5 Tigers has the trail, about to get the 1-1 Better's Pocket. Then came Pommy Roy on the outside of You Can't Take It With You, and Sky Art now back last of the 7.5 lengths off Risk. Risk leads Defy the odds the outside. Back on the inside, 2.5 Tigers. In the 1-1 Better's Pocket, second quarter, much better, 30.8. Into the back they go, 3 back on the inside. You Can't Take It With You over Pommy Roy and Sky Art. Risk through the back, leads narrowly over Defy the odds. 2.5 Tigers as a speed really starts to clap on now. 2.5 Tigers has enjoyed that perfect run in the trail. 1-1 then to Better's Pocket. You Can't Take It With You all dressed up, nowhere to go. 3 Three back on the inside of Pomeroy and Sky Art. They scream across the showgrounds turn. Final time back straight quarter 29 and 1. And Risk is sent for home. A length defy the odds. 2.5 Tigers. Better's Pocket. Pomeroy to the outside. You can't take it with you. Sky Art homeward bound. Risk a length and a half. 2.5 Tigers. Better's Pocket. Pomeroy down the outside. Sky Art running on. Risk 100 to go. Leads by 2.5 Tigers. Pomeroy getting home well down the outside. The Wizard Todd Mitchell, he stole it off the front, and Risk is in over Pomeroy. 2.5 Tigers. Photos for fourth between Better's Pocket and Sky Art. Very tight for that spot. You can't take it with you and defy the odds. 246.7, home in 27.9 and 56.5 the last 800 metres. Well, you give a pony with this much ability a lead time of 45.8 and a first quarter in 33.5. And you may as well have been queuing up at the 1200, waiting for your money to be paid out on Risk tonight. $1.30 and $1.30. Pomeroy's made up good ground in the home straight to secure second over 2.5 Tigers. Judge Graham McLennan can sort out that fourth spot for us. Very tight there. In the Fell Engineering Mobile Pace, Risk, he gets his fourth victory tonight. He gets a performance incentive bonus. Nice win.
Official placings, race 7, the Fell Engineering Mobile Pace. 571643. 571643. Horse 5, Risk, paced the 2200 metres in 246.69. A mile rate of 21.9. Last 856.5. The 427.4. The margins 1 length, 1 1/4 lengths, 2 lengths. 571643, race 7, the Fell Engineering Mobile Pace.
Fanfare plays out for the performance incentive bonus struck by the owners GS along with CM Einen. Congratulations to you, win 4 at start 12 for your beautiful changeover brown 3-year-old colt out of Crafty. Andrew and Lynn Neal trained at Cambridge. Todd the Wizard Mitchell doing the driving, and Risk was bred by Kahukuri Bloodstock Limited and Stud Home Bloodstock Limited. Back at the head of the field, Peter Morrison down there, part of the victory celebrations for Fell Engineering. Roger Barnes, Auckland Trotting Club steward, in attendance. 7, Pomeroy, Christian Cullen, TK Swift, a 3-year-old bay gelding for a second, race by WP Walsh along with the Chatsworth Lodge Limited. RG Higgins, GN Hatton, C Walsh, Mark Jones trained at Woodend Beach, and Michael Blakemore. And in for third, number 1, 2.5 Tigers, Jeremy's Jet, Tiger Dion, 3-year-old bay gelding, raised by Mrs. PL along with LA Turner, KR Shadbolt and M.A. Hansen. Lindsay and Pam Turner trained at Pookie and Brent Mangos. 5 Risk at $1.30 and $1.30. $1.30 both totes. Win in place. 7 Pomeroy, $3.90, $3.90. And 1, 2.5 Tigers, no third. Quinella, $5.40, $5.40. Trifecta, $22.20, 20 to 20. The first 4, $57.90, $57.90. 6 and 5 in the double, $1.80, $1.80, 6 and 7 concession, $4.60, $4.60.
has impressed. The latest of those here behind Franco Cristiano and just ahead of Mr. Woodley. Just trying to get an update of those points for you. Blair Orange, the hot favourite in that Drivers' Challenge. 7 points for him. Stephen McNally, the 5 points. He's part of the any other individual driver. Craig Thornley with the 4 and Robbie Close. Colin De Philippi, Chris McDowell and Kimberley Butt with the 3 with that previous result. Still to be confirmed, but Robbie Close's 3 points he's accumulated as we build to a start in this one. Of course, the inquiry's still ongoing, so nothing confirmed there, Mark, as we come to you. So he'll get 3 points added to him there. I'm pretty sure those 3 points. Yeah, of course, he drove Parissa into second placing earlier on, did Robbie Close. So those points still to be added to his total.
Are we, with the situation like we were that last time with the pegs being 9.7 metres or something apart, we're getting it down to those sort of centimetres for the previous inquiry?
I can't tell you because I haven't been in there, but yeah, I'm sure it'll be resolved very shortly.
Rightio, we'll leave it there. I have settled on North and South too for the Winter Cup tomorrow.
That's you?
Yep.
Done. All right, Lisa Lee. I'll tell you what, the 10 of the last 12 Winter Cups, here's a stat for you. Stat me up, Steve. He'll be on the first call tomorrow.
He's on trackside 2 at the moment.
Yeah, 10 of the last 12. Well, that's good. You won't realise that I'm bagging him. 10 of the last 12 winners have come from the CD. So there's a really good chance that role might continue tomorrow. Lisa's got a strong hand in it.
I can't leave out Sacred Flyer back from Australia. Every time those raffle colours turn up at Riccarton, they take home something.
That will be one heck of a training performance if he's able to win. Of course, formerly here is Mangaroa Flyer. Pretty long, $26, but Craig Grills, Richard Sherwin and the Raffles team, you wouldn't count them out.
No, I've got him in the top 3. It's just when those colours come to Riccarton Park, they invariably go home with something. So North and South for the Cup for me. What's your best bet tomorrow, actually?
Comes up early on, actually. It's a first starter. Always looking to the north and see who's bringing the team down. Paddy Burke watched its trial today at Foxton, hit the line strongly in the hands of Timothy Johnson, claims the 4 again tomorrow, and it's first up. So yeah, I think Mark Olligan, he can take out race number 2.
11:10, need to be there nice and early.
Yep, that's me.
Rightio. I've gone the 2 in this. Hard not to be with McClinchy. 2 starts for 2 wins. I don't think Real Social will be a maiden for too long. If McClinchy's just not quite got the game on tonight, Real Social might take full advantage of it. 4 extra Guinness to run third, and Ross Houghton wears the white cap. 3 in for Robert Dunn. And I threw the 11 Dreamy Damien in. He was massive money this morning. This looks his sort of race. The third 3 starts ago when he was wayward and was only 4 lengths behind Mongolian Archer was good. Galloped at Ashburton, ran 5th behind Franco Cristiano, and they only dashed home that night. And there's been a $4,000 win bet on McClinchy, which is news through via Gregory downstairs. So a $4,000 on McClinchy with Blair Orange and Ken Barron looking for a race-to-race double, and that $4,000 on at $1.80. We're 2 minutes over start time. McClinchy 170, 140. Real Social 750 and $2. Couple of awards nights coming up, Gregory. There's national awards tickets available for that, and there's also tickets available for the Canterbury Awards, which are not too far away, and they're going to be held here at the Addington Raceway. All details for both awards are at hrnz.co.nz. I thought I heard the whistle then, but obviously not, because it's still provisional the previous.
Yeah, still ongoing, Mark. So still ongoing that inquiry, and we won't get this one underway until it is. Hey, just on Dreamy Damien, I give him a great chance in this. Geez, impressed me, this guy. I know he's only placed 1 of 7, but if you watched all his races and you've just been through those, he hasn't had all favours. I know he's coming from the unruly each time, and he is not necessarily that tractable, but behind Mongolian Archer, back here on the 10th, and of course McClinchy split them, gee, what a cracking race. He's the type of horse that if they go very hard up front, he could certainly get over the top of them here for Andrew Garters and Bob Butt. So we await this inquiry to be resulted. We might be waiting for a while. Mark, I can hear you giggling. Can the people at home?
Quite possibly. I'm just thinking about, that's love, isn't it?
That is love.
The trots in the family that hunt together stay together.
Either that or it's a 2-for-1 deal, but they won't be able to hear us. They wouldn't be listening to us on the phone, surely.
God, I hope not.
Well, they've got longer to get to you than they have to me, so I'll be first to cop it as this inquiry continues.
I didn't see the footage. Did it look that bad?
Oh, look, we only just caught it as they turned into the straight, and of course we only have one angle of that. But it's whether the horse has gained an advantage going through on the inside of the pylons of not. So that's what the JCA and of course the stewards are looking into as we speak. And until that's resulted, we can't get things underway. Of course, we'll be back here next Friday night. Now, terrific program here with the Super Series finals. Have this 4 times a year now. So horses that have raced in the previous 3 months will line up. The last time we had the Super Series was in May. So we'll have the Super Series and then again in October. So they're great series, Michael. Always a stack of form and some terrific money, racing for $23,500 for three races there will be. 1 for the trotters and 2 for the pacers.
Yeah, real winter highlight, Greg, and it's huge money at any time of the season, but it's enormous money in the context of winter racing where, for example, the Purden Rasmussen horses aren't racing, so you don't have to avoid them, or Crandell Getty's been away on holiday, so you don't need to avoid these type of people. Now, obviously, you can see there's a delay at Addington waiting for the inquiry to be resolved into the previous, so, Rosso, good chance to get your thoughts for the penultimate Greyhound race of the season, where we see Allegro Chaser, the favourite with the book, but Boston Blaze, the favourite on the tote, with about $1,100 in the win pool.
And Michael, they're both downgraders, and Allegro Chaser ran third 3 starts back, but that was in a New Zealand Racing Series qualifier, which doesn't count for a downgrade, so drops out of class 5 here. Couldn't cross last week from box number 8 and got checked. Box 3 closer in this grade and is caving in with the bookies. $3 to $2.80 now, $2.50. Did have it on top, but narrowly over the 8 Boston Blaze, who also downgrades and hops into a box that has been good to him in the past. He hasn't won a race since September, which is very surprising, but it's a fact. For Fabio, it's a great deal of interest here. Now, there's not a lot of money for him. His owner is downstairs. David Scott's made the trip up from Wellington. This dog's out to $8. He's tuning up for next week's Wanganui Cup, which is Group 1 over the 520 metres. The second in his form line 4 starts back was to Dinah Vickers in the Group 1 Futurity right here on this track after winning a heat of the Futurity. He's a pretty serious animal, Fabio, and he was sprint okay. If he jumps on terms with him, he'll be very hard to beat. There's the scene from Addington on the left, 6 minutes over start time, still walking around in a circle, just waiting on that the outcome of that inquiry. So that's Fabio. Be interested to see how he sprints, but as I often maintain, middle distance dogs are just sprinters that can run further. I know that obviously some sprinters do have more extreme speed from the traps, but they can all run pretty fast sprints, can middle distance and distance dogs for that matter. Some of the sprint splits in the distance races are quite extraordinary.
We're going first.
Now, looks like we're going first here at Wanganui, and then they'll hopefully have that sorted at Addington and we can head off there because they can't run until the inquiry has been sorted. So Allegro chases to Shortner. Boston Blaze is at $5, so certainly backable with the book. And Fabio continues to drift, so if you do like it, backable each way because he can punch into the finish even if he doesn't get into the early hunt. So we see Angela Turnbull there with Boston Blaze. There's another downgrader in this race. It's dog number 2. And that is Ginger Cole. It also downgrades. It comes into box 2, but actually lines up in what's a pretty useful field. Michael, I understand you're with me.
Mate, just talking recently, Rosso, about the Harness Racing Awards being in 8 days' time. The Thoroughbred Racing Horse of the Year Awards are 5 days after that. I know they had the Greyhound Awards last year. Are they planning to have them again this year? And does the form in Australia with New Zealand-owned dogs count? Because obviously we had a huge amount of success over there with a dog who was formerly trained in New Zealand, who moved offshore to Australia. Or does the dog have to be trained in New Zealand to be eligible for the top award at our Greyhound Awards?
It's a very good question, Michael, and it's one that I will have to get clarification on. From my experience in the past, I don't recall Australian form being considered. But, of course, things have changed a bit in recent years where we have had dogs that have been good enough to actually go and compete at the very top level. So that is something I will have to clarify. The awards dinner itself is not until October the 17th this year. They are in Palmerston North, and front runners off the top of my head without doing any serious thinking about it obviously would be Dinah Vickers, who I've called to a couple of Group 1 wins in the Derby and the Futurity, and he's just been outstandingly consistent all season, and the terrific stayer Shandell. But as you point out, with above all, especially ran another big race last night, above all across there in Victoria, and having the success that it has had, then it would be most interesting to see whether that has even been considered, and there may be somebody that can let me know even right now that's watching this now, Michael, so we might get an answer to that very soon. But the awards that are the 17th of October, and obviously it's the last night tonight for the season of all three codes, and we look forward to the new season starting tomorrow, and starting pretty interesting note with that Winter Cup and the fields down there at Rickerton. Indulge Skin Spa Wanganui Class 4 Sprint here, and they are loading away quickly. Peacock Princess, Allegro Chase and Mega Jet Legerdemain, Ginger Cole, Fabio, Narahoy and Boston Blaze, with Allegro Chaser a shortening favourite and on the tote at $2.40. Some light rain here. Bunny to the box is set. Racing, Allegro Chasers come out running wider on the track to Legerdemain and Boston Blaze out reasonably, punching up between runners here. Narahoy to get nice and handy. They'll be followed then by Peacock Princess hunting through the inside. Fabio found the rail but well back, and then Mega Jet and Ginger Cole around the corner. It's Allegro Chaser, but they are chasing Narahoy down the outside. Narahoy from Allegro Chaser. Peacock Princess to third, then Fabio rattling home. Boston Blaze out wider on the track, closer into Mega Jet Legerdemain and Ginger Cole. Narahoy. 17.73 the winning time, with a run home of 10.73. And Graham and Jen Clark bag another for the week. They got a couple early on Wednesday, and Allegro Chaser led. Narahoy too strong in the straights, got over the top, and Peacock Princess in behind them for third, and the 4 Fabio has got home for fourth. That's us. We're off to Addington. Lead-up time there was 7 seconds, which you might have worked out, ahead by a half length by 1 1/4 lengths. Michael will be back for the last, which is due to go at 9:45.
Yeah, thanks, Rozzo. Scoring up for the next at Addington. Delay for the 2-year-old, your favourite, still very short, as we join Mark Mack at Addington for the 8th on the card.
Thanks, Michael, and the gate to the back at long last. With that lengthy delay and the protest on the previous dismissed after all of that, and placing stood with Fair Dinkum Bromack confirmed in third spot in race 7. Went on a while, no change at the end. Race 8, Charter Transport Mobile. Racing now, Zen Mark away fast, speed from Real Social. Favourite galloped out, McClinchy. Off the 2 gate, is in a gallop and is going to go back at least to second last, but hasn't settled yet. And we'll get back to last before he does. Real Social will speed across and lead. Margins 1.5 to 2 lengths over Zen Mark. And 2 lengths away third, Mr. Woodley, and a further 2 lengths away fourth, Quest for Fame. Next one of its stablemates in Extra Guinness, and trailing that pace are a CST. Better's Powers on the inside, and a half a length to Gangnam Style. 1.5 to 2 to Dreamy Damien from Smackwater Jack, and McClinchy is last. Lead time 23.6, and Real Social. Robbie Close has got a big chance to level things up now, and he leads 1.5 over Zen Mark, who trails. Parked up running third, the first of the Robert Dunn runners is Quest for Fame, and 3 back along the inside is Mr. Woodley. Half a length Extra Guinness from CST, Better's Power, and then Gangnam Style moves now from Dreamy Damien. Smackwater Jack's on the pegs, and McClinchy is 3 wide and 1 back. 31.5 for the first quarter. And Real Social leads near the 1,000-metre mark over Zen Mark and Quest for Fame. 3 wide Dreamy Damien went to third from Mr. Woodley, 3 back the pegs. A length away next is Extra Guinness, and 3 wide McClinchy. Down next to the markers is Better's Power, then CST, 2 to Gangnam Style and Smackwater Jack. Near the 700-metre mark, and Real Social does it well. Leads 1.25 over Dreamy Damien. Zen Mark's on the leader's back, and between horses Quest for Fame. McClinchy's done it really tough. Galloped a lap ago and has been 3 wide and posted out there for a while now. Mr. Woodley 3 back the pegs from CST Extra Guinness. Better's Power, and the last two coming off the backstretch, they are Gangnam Style and Smackwater Jack. Second quarter 30.5 to half 62. Real Social leads a length on Dreamy Damien, reined up. Zen Mark's a danger to the leader. Mr. Woodley's working into the clear, and then came Better's Power. Third quarter 29.4. Real Social leads in. Zen Mark back to the terror to Love Lane from Mr. Woodley. Real Social leads. Zen Mark gets through quickly. Zen Mark hit the lead. Real Social couldn't go with it. Then Mr. Woodley and CST, but Zen Mark is spearing away, and Zen Mark is going to win easily. Second, Mr. Woodley nailed Real Social. CST ran fourth. Then Better's Power. Next in is Extra Guinness from Dreamy Damien, Gangnam Style, Smackwater Jack. McClinchy, his own worst enemy, and Quest for Fame is the last one in. 6 Zen Mark, 17.70 and 4.20 all the way from Roxburgh. One Mr. Woodley at $2.20. And third in will go to Real Social, number 7 at 190. Last quarter 28.2. Last mile in 159.6. He hasn't just won Zen Mark, he has smacked them. Mr. Woodley will nab second over Real Social. Robbie Close would have been just smirking with the run he had. Michael, the best he can do now is tie Stevie Golding, but Tessa's Rocket must win the next.
Talking about a couple of young stars in the driving ranks, this could be a young star horse because George and Judy Knight have brought this one all the way north, and only at the second start he looks the absolute part. That'll be a good form race with the 2-year-olds becoming 3-year-olds tomorrow morning and heading back to maiden grade. As we head back to Alexandra Park, Craig Thompson's sad news coming out after the previous in the card, Andrew and Lynn Neal training the winner Risk, but I believe Andrew's family having suffered a loss today.
Yeah, Michael, very sad note, an emotional time too for the Neal family because Andrew's mum passed away last Friday, Michael. Her name was Jean. She was in her early 80s, passed away in her sleep, Michael, and she loved this horse Risk. She actually had $20 for a place on it last Friday night, and of course it ran into the money, and unfortunately she passed away not long afterwards. I understand the funeral was on Tuesday and Andrew went down to the funeral along with Lynn, and of course this horse has come out tonight and performed well for the family and done the job too. So emotional time. Just caught up with Lynn and Todd Mitchell explaining what's happened the last week. So great result for the team getting Risk home at a time when things are not great with the family loss with Jean passing away last Friday. But Risk at $1.30 gets the money in the 7th tonight. Jabari is a hot favourite for the 8th. Josh Dickey's had a wonderful night training and driving a couple of winners, and this is what he had to say about Jabari. Josh Jabari's done a good job since coming north. 3 starts, a second, a third and a fourth. This field's fallen away, unfortunately, for the club. We've only got 5 runners. A race that is going to be very tactical.
Yeah, it will be. I think probably could play into his hands a wee bit. Last week he was just a bit of a victim circumstance. He got a good run on the trail, but he doesn't have high speed, and they only sprinted off the corner, and I was doing my best work at the last 100 metres. So, you know, if you can get away and sort of run even quarters, even if you had to go and sit outside them if you weren't there, I think you'd handle that. And, you know, in a small field like that, he'd be a good chance of winning. 5 great drives tonight. I think you're a $2 favourite for the Drivers' Challenge. All the best with those 5. Yeah, cheers, Craig. That's Josh Dickey with his thoughts on Jabari in the 8th tonight. $2.30 on the tote, $1.65 on the book. Main danger for me is we get the result from Wanganui race number 11 at 6-3-1 and 4, 6-3-1 and 4 at the Dogs. Main danger for me is number 3, Ideal Quest. She's a lovely filly, this, by American Ideal for Lincoln Farms. Zach Butcher takes the drive for Ray Green. She performed very well at the workouts last week. She's been off the scene for quite some time. Showed ability at the end of her last campaign. Lovely looking type, isn't she, by American Ideal. I thought she's a chance to upset the favourite here. 4 to beat 3 for me. 2 Rock and Roll Princess, 2 starts, 2 seconds. Out of this good family, out of Cruzy Lass for Stonewall Stud. Steve Telfer, Garlic combination. They've had a wonderful season. Scott Phelan driving well for them. Comes up with barrier number 2. Got to have it. And I thought Saucy Rebel, Rob McKenzie's always got a handy one about this one at around about $10 by Badlands Hanover out of Chevaux Star. So for me, 4, 3, 2 and 6. 4, 3, 2 and 6. Aaron's numbers in race number 8. He's 4, 2 and 6 with a scratching late of Concord this afternoon
a field of 5. Aaron, as I come to you on a sad note, just mentioning that Andrew Neal's mum, Jean, passed away last Friday night, and good to see that Risk did the job for the family today.
Yeah, our condolences and sympathies out to the family there too. And yes, Risk doing the job and doing it in great fashion too. Just a wee bit of a tonic for the Neal family there. 4, 2, 6 and 1, Jabari for me. Plenty to like about what this 3-year-old son of Better's Delight has done in 3 runs to date. 2, Rock and Roll Princess. Backed up, it's Good Cambridge, second on debut with a nice second here, and behind Chevron's Easy. 6, Saucy Rebel. James Stormont in the 1, Gotta Keep a Secret. She's a lovely type by Gotta Go Collect. She'll only have taken a wee bit of benefit out of that debut run too. Stephen Argue off the inside. 4, 2, 6 and 1 for me.
Thanks, Aaron. Second last tonight. 2 legs of the quaddies have gone to the 2 favourites. The Orange Agent and Risk took out the first 2 legs. It is the Direct Security Mobile Pace, leg number 3 of tonight's quaddie. Favourite will start from barrier 4. Its name is Jabari. Here's Aaron.
Thank you, Craig. And the second to last race for season 2014-15 from Alexandra Park, in behind the yellow bar arm. Race favourite Jabari, Joshua Dickey and Father John looking for a 3 on the program tonight. $1.60 will run the favourite in this 5-horse field. Into the lane they come. Starter Frankie Phelan activates the green light, and they're off, and Jabari's out fast. Restrained was Ideal Quest. She'll go back into the field. Rock and Roll Princess trying to get across. Got to Keep a Secret to secure the trail behind Jabari as they work on to the stables corner. Then came Ideal Quest back second last, and last will be the debutante by Badlands Hanover, Saucy Rebel. Leader Jabari, Rock and Roll Princess couldn't get across from Gotta Keep a Secret. So as they pass the 1,800 metre mark, Scotty will press on up on the outside. 3 lengths away in the field then to Ideal Quest, and back last is Saucy Rebel. So through the back straight they go. Jabari leads, still trying to get down to the trail, and succeeding now Rock and Roll Princess. They're followed by Gotta Keep a Secret. The lead time in 42, one of the quickest of the night, that lead time by Jabari. Ideal Quest, she's back second last, and last is Saucy Rebel. As they sweep across the showgrounds turn with 1,400 to go, Jabari, the son of Better's Delight, in the hands of Joshua Dickey. Leading out by a length and a half from Rock and Roll Princess, the Rock and Roll Heaven filly. She's got the nice run in the trail. Got to Keep a Secret third. Then your 2-year-old filly by Gotta Go Collect, Stephen Argue. Then came Ideal Quest, an American Ideal filly, and Zach Butcher. And Saucy Rebel, the Badlands Hanover 4-year-old. James Stormont looking to come forward from the back. 32 and 1 the opening quarter. Direct Security Services pace with a circuit to go. Jabari leads. Rock and Roll Princess in the trail, and moving up Saucy Rebel. Gotta Keep a Secret the inside, and Ideal Quest will jump into the 1-1 on the back of Saucy Rebel. So the 5 horses, they pace out to the final 800 metres of their journey, and the second quarter posted in 32.1. Jabari into the back, Saucy Rebel getting closer on the outside. Park, Rock and Roll Princess getting that lovely drag in the trail for Scotty. Up over on the outside, Ideal Quest, and Gotta Keep a Secret back last. Pacing to the end of the back straight, 550 left to go, and still Jabari holding up the lead by 3/4. On the outside, Saucy Rebel. Back on the inside, Rock and Roll Princess. Ideal Quest about to be stoked up by Zach out of the 1-1. Back straight quarter, 29.2. And 4 lengths, Gotta Keep a Secret. They come for home, Jabari, Saucy Rebel. Rock and Roll Princess passing lane. Ideal Quest to the outside, homeward bound. Jabari, Saucy Rebel, the debutante's going a beauty. Rock and Roll Princess the inside, and Ideal Quest. Jabari trying to fight off the challenge of Saucy Rebel. Saucy Rebel coming hard at Jabari now. Saucy Rebel. Oh, he shows a bit of tenacity on debut. The son of Badlands Hanover in. Saucy Rebel beats out Jabari. They were followed by Rock and Roll Princess third, then Ideal Quest, and Gotta Keep a Secret. 243.8. Home in 28.3 and a 57.5 last half. Saucy Rebel. Oh, Rod McKenzie always has an above average horse in the stable, and he's found another one here in Saucy Rebel. Badlands Hanover 4-year-old out of the well-performed Chevaux Star. She's left many a good horse too, Chevaux Star. And this one on debut, James Stormont. He moved from the back of the field with a circuit to go, set out parked, and he's out toughed Jabari in the home straight. Rock and Roll Princess for third. Ideal Quest for fourth, and the Direct Security Services Mobile Pace.
Official placings, race 8, the Direct Security Services Mobile Pace, 64231, 64231. Horse 6, Saucy Rebel, paced the 2200 metres in 243.84. Mile rate of 159.8. Last 857.5, the 428.3. The margin's 1 length, 5.5 lengths. 64231, race 8, the Direct Security Services Mobile Pace.
Judge Graham McLennan calling Saucy Rebel back at the head of the field. Beautiful debut victory. Badlands Hanover Chauveau Star, 4-year-old bay gelding. Raised by L.H. Smith, Ms. T.A. Knighton, along with Miss NMR Mackenzie and Miss T.D. Mackenzie. Rod Mackenzie trained at Tui Karamia, and James Stormont to come back at the head of the field, successful in the Direct Security Services Mobile Pace. Johnny McRae down there, part of the victory celebrations. The Badlands Hanover 4-year-old bred by co-owner L.H. Smith, along with the estate of Ms. L.F. Stratford. Nice debut victory for Saucy Rebel, and it looks like Rod Mackenzie and the team are going to have fun with another horse here. Saucy Rebel on the back of that debut performance. For Jabari, Better's Delight, Tamarind, 3-year-old brown gelding for second, raced by G.A. Igo, along with K.K. Chapman, John and Joshua Dickey, the trainers at Clevedon, Josh Dickey. And 2 Rock and Roll Princess, Rock and Roll Heaven, brown 2-year-old filly out of Cruisy Lass for the Stonewall Stud Limited, and Stonewall Stud number 8 Syndicate. Steve Telfer and Chris Garlick prepared at Papakura, Scott Phelan. 6 Saucy Rebel, $13.40 and $4.20, $13.40 and $4.20. 4 Jabari, $1.40, $1.40. And 2 Rock and Roll Princess, no third, Quinella, $10.70, $10.70, trifecta, $45.70, $45.70. And the first 4, $100.60, $100.60. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the last race of season 2014-15. Auckland Co-op Taxis, Fillies and Mares Mobile Pace over the 2,200 metres. We scratch number 3, See the Ballerina, a half a dozen to run in the last, where the favourite is Miss Daisy, number 4 at $2.20 and $1.70. Good luck with your bets in the last race for the season for the Auckland Trotting Club under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park. Horse's birthday tomorrow, of course, and we race in 21 minutes.
racing season kicks off early tomorrow morning, around 10:40 for the first at Riccarton. Of course, it's Grand National Week and things get a bit dark then a bit earlier this time of year, so we have an early finish as well. I heard from Greg O'Connor earlier that Danny Crozier, well-known former jockey, jumps jockey and now trainer, will ride the track early in the morning, join the first cool team and discuss with them how the running is, because clearly there hasn't been as much rain in the Canterbury region as there has been in some parts of the North Island, so quite unseasonably firm track conditions for a Grand National Carnival. Let's look at some of the features. Greg O'Connor will join us from Addington. Of course, he'll be headlining our team for tomorrow. And Grego, as we join you, option 601, a very early start to the day, and I think a lot of punters looking at these markets are being really careful. Now, for a couple of reasons. First of all, whenever Kevin Myers has 2 or 3 in a race, it's really tricky to know which one is being aimed for this race or the Grand National Hurdles on Wednesday and how forward they're all advanced. Secondly, Grego, these track conditions are playing it as a real concern because you don't know whether that North Island deep track form is going to hold up tomorrow on something a bit firmer.
Yeah, it makes it difficult, Michael, no question at all. Of course, we've got Mahanadi in this race, won the Grand National Hurdles after finishing about 5th or 6th in this race back in 2013, and last year's hurdle winner in that Gargamel. Only has had a half a dozen runs since winning that race, and look, I think he's the sort of horse, Gargamel, that'll handle the track. He's got a lot of confidence. Alan Brown, off the back of what unfolded last year. King's Deep's the really interesting runner. Paul Nelson very rarely comes to Canterbury Racing Riccarton Park without picking up a big piece of the pie. And this guy, of course, he's raced very well at Riccarton in the past. He's only had the 2 starts. He's been plagued by a few injuries. What I really like about this horse, Michael, is JKB Riddell is back having a go over the fences. We know what a talented horseman he is. These days, riding predominantly on the flat. I understand he's got to have a ride over the hurdles each year to, over the fences each year to ensure he retains that licence. This horse will be very competitive in race number 1, but what I tend to do with the jumping races, Nelson, Olligan, those types of name, of course, in the past, the Andertons, they tend to rise to the top in terms of these feature jumping races, and I think this carnival will be no different.
Yeah, very hard to go past the record of all 3 of those stables, and of course Kevin Myers has been outstanding, not just with the jumpers but all sorts of horses at Riccarton in recent years, and he has a gun team in several races including Scapolo in there tomorrow. Grego, we're going to head to the Coral Steeples, which I've always wondered what they called it before Coral won it 4 times. It can't have been called the Coral Steeple back in those days. As we get to this market, if you went on last year's form, you would say that Eric the Viking is very good value at $9. But look, high 40s being good. Craze is a horse who's performed on both sides of the Tasman in the past. And Uppercut is right in the market. Who can forget going further down to Snowdrop Twinkle Toes and that stunning win here, was it last year or the year before? This is a really tricky market once again.
Yeah, it is, Michael. I have the information you're looking for. It is that this race was known as the Lincoln Steeplechase. So there you go. That was how it originally had its name. 1899 was the first year
how do you
that
know
it was run, and of course...
So you could be making that up, and you know I don't know whether you're making it up or not, so you could just lie to me and I won't find out for 2 weeks.
The bloke's name's Chris McQuaid. Each and every year, I've got to give him a rap, he sends through the complete updated list in terms of who's ridden and what, who's had the most wins, how these races came about. I can't claim it at all, Michael, but each year he sends it through to me, so there you go. I've got the details, written it in the race book, and that's how I found it. But your question in regards to how difficult this race will be, it'll be a challenge for sure. I think all importantly around those first couple of races over the fences, the Sydenham, and then of course the maiden steeplechase that will precede the Coral, will certainly give us an indication of how the track can play. Eric the Viking won this race last year, went on and won the National. I know that Matt Cross is part of our team. Tomorrow he's going to catch up with Aaron Bidlake and get you the latest on the defending champion, if you like. Uppercut's a quality horse, as we know, trained by Mark Olligan, and this horse will be right amongst it, I think, tomorrow. $4.80, and you've already mentioned Snowdrop Twinkle Toes, and What a Buzz is not without a chance either. Yeah, it's a terrific field for this year's NZI Coral Steeplechase. Of course, 4,250 metres. Slightly less than what will be the big one next Saturday when they race over the 5,600.
Yeah, special time of the year down there, Greg. Looking forward to the coverage from you and the team tomorrow. We'll talk about the Winter Cup maybe a little bit later on, because we do have to get back to a hat-trick to lead into the final Greyhound race for the season. But Greg O'Connor earning his quid this week because he's heading a team tomorrow. Matt Cross, of course, is going to be there. Mark McNamara, of course, calling the races. And we're going to have a couple of others floating around as well. So it's going to be a big old day at the office for us. Looking forward to it. The start of Grand National Week tomorrow kicks into Wednesday, of course, for the hurdles, and then we wrap up with the steeplechase on the last day, Saturday. Back to Rozzo for the last race of the season, Rozzo, and it's a remarkable time in greyhound racing when we head back to you, my friend. I mean, I've known you for 25 years, back in the days when greyhound racing was, and I don't say this to be impolite, very much a cottage industry, and the poorer of the three relations of the racing industry. I remember you loved the dogs back then. You could not get me interested. These days, there's so much dog racing in this country. We're talking about a trainer almost training 500 winners for the season. Some of the numbers John McInerney puts up are staggering. Some of the numbers we see the dogs winning stakes, Mark, are amazing. And of course, the market share. For somebody like you, who's loved the pups since you were a teenager, sometimes you must have to sit back and think, wow, we have come an awfully long way with greyhound racing in this country.
Yeah, no question, Michael. We used to run, obviously, for ribbons and bags of biscuits and not very much stake money, and we were all amazed when the great Mistiana made $100,000 in stakes. And, of course, these days we've got some quite remarkable stakes. Some of them have actually fallen, and races like the New Zealand Derby have actually halved from $40,000 to $21,000. So there's some very interesting situations around certain races, but overall, of course, if you get yourself a good dog, you can do yourself very nicely. And also, the other great thing is that there are some greyhounds being bred and sent to Australia, and we referred to it prior to the previous, the likes of Above All, and competing at the various highest level in Group 1 races across the Tasman for some very, very serious money. And this race ends the 2014-15 Greyhound season, and as you said, John McInerney numbers this year 584, I believe he's going to finish on, and he broke $1 million in stakes. And Lisa Ahern, 497 at the moment, good chance to win the last 498 if so, and it's going to be the top stakes earner with over $1 million as well, and a very good strike rate, 0.3546 leading into today. Matt Roberts picked up 2 wins today. He's on 248. He's represented here in the last, and he's gone through 500,000. Jean and Dave Fahey, typically strong, 231 wins with an outstanding strike rate, 0.4195, but I think they've been pipped in the UDR by Karen Walsh, just marginally better than the Faheys. All of that unofficial, but I believe to be true. There's Nathan Udy, who's had success tonight in an earlier race, and he's got Scott No Mates here in box 1. He won with Empty Bank earlier. This greyhound is fresh up and has generally got good early speed, just probably lost a wee bit of confidence towards the end of the last campaign. So it'll be interesting to see what she can do. Now, Addington's going to come hard off the back of us with their new start time in 4 minutes, so we'll be out of here quite quickly. So, yes, the Ahern's got 2 wins tonight so far, with a possibility of 3, and the same for Matt Roberts, 2 wins, possibility of 3. Matt's father, Craig, picked up a win with Izzy Bale as we look forward to the Wanganui Cup heats at Group 1 level next week, and also heats of the Group 2 Wanganui Stayers over 755 metres, and the other races have been well shared around. In this race, I went 2, 6, 4 and 9. There's some downgraders in here. Alpaca, one of them, very competitive at Class 5 level. Well, she falls out of it. She's a touch fresh. She gets a handy draw. So, obviously, tough to beat and is the favourite. She's eased with the bookies throughout the day, $2.40 out to $2.70 and $2.50 on the tote. The absolute downgrade special is the 6 Allegro Master, because you see he's got a win and a second in his last 4 starts. Well, it only takes 3 misses to downgrade these days. The win came in a heat of the New Zealand Racing Series, and then second to Allegro Touch in the final. Now, although they are Class 5 dogs, they were mixing with, and there are obviously dogs further down the grades in that racing series that were eligible, and so they don't count for downgrading purposes. So he downgrades, even though he's had a win and a second in a very good series recently. He does have box 6, though, which is why I put him in for second and behind his kennel mate. The 4 All in Berlin is racing particularly well for Brian Marsh, and the 9 Scott No Mates, as I say, a touch fresh tonight, can show some speed off the inside draw. And the others, Loving the Mix's win here came in a touch under 18 seconds. Her best win to date in New Zealand was across at Palmerston North. Her par with Shaden's been pretty competitive. Third to YOY and all in Berlin last Friday. Manu Rama's win in Class 3 company came off box 1. He's going to need a lot of luck up in this grade. From a wide draw, it's going to be a bit tough, you would think. And Super Zip Zip just hasn't won for a wee while. Was back May the 1st and hasn't won off box 8 as we tick down to start time. As I say, we'll be out of here fairly quickly. So we'll bid you farewell fairly quickly off the back of this. And my thanks to Director Tony Upper here on track and the team who've got us through another season here at Hattrick Raceway. And another night, of course. Last race of the Greyhound season, 2014-15, Pella Mountain Scientific Nutrition Class 4 Sprint. Scott No Mates off the inside. Where's the green and white of the first ballot? Loving the Mix, par with Shaden and Manu Rama. That first line. Second line, Alpaca. All in Berlin, Allegro Master, Super Zip Zip. Alpaca at $2.60 is the tote favourite. And we're lined and ready for the last tonight, the last of the season set. Racing, Alpaca a fair break with Scott No Mates, but best away, par with Shaden. Couldn't cross though. Scott No Mates squeezing through and Alpaca going through and charging up and behind them. Loving the Mix is getting a run through on the inside and trying to follow it through too would have been Allegro Master in a race of changing fortunes. Manu Rama starts to punch forward, then all in Berlin up they come, driving to the line. Loving the Mix has won the last from Allegro Master and Manu Rama third. Gaps back the others in a very rough race. Alpaca out wider of that then would have been Super Zip Zip. All in Berlin was a wee bit closer. Par with Shaden and Scott No Mates after a very good start. They got into trouble across the top and have finished at the back. So honours in the last to Loving the Mix and Angela Turnwell. Second win tonight for the team, 17.81. The winning time, 10.70 has been the run home. So a lead up of 7.11. That's us for the night and for the season. Michael Guerin, on behalf of the team, we bid you farewell and we'll catch you out of Palmerston North, Manawatu Raceway on Monday.
Thanks, Rozzo. Thanks to everybody involved in our Greyhound coverage for the season, particularly tonight. Hope you backed a winner. And of course, we started all again with the Hounds on Sunday. Heading to Addington for the 9th on the card. This is a trot for the girls. We should have more of these mares only trotting races in this country. While we don't have, nobody tells me, but we should have more. And the battle for the Junior Drivers' Premiership could be decided right here. Stevie Golding's on Unyielding Spirit. Robbie Close is on Tessa's Rocket. Here's the voice of Canterbury Racing, Mark McNamara.
Gate down the back for the 9th. Thanks, Michael. And Heinz Golden Girl Series final it is for the trotters. Cuddly Jess drawn the inside. Racing. Cuddly Jess, Monkey Luck were away well. Speed also from the earth moved. Insignificant 4 wide and Tessa's Rocket 5 wide. Duchess Delamore's gone for a gallop just after the start. Passed it safely Kylie Castleton, Chevasian, Big Ears and Unyielding Spirit. The leader is the earth moved by a length over Tessa's Rocket. Cuddly Jess is third over on the inside from Insignificant. 2 lengths away next is Monkey Luck from Chevasian. Second last of the pack, Kylie Castleton, who's a length and a half clear of Unyielding Spirit. Big Ears has gone for a gallop, is now last, is getting by it to second last is Duchess Delamore, but she is about 15 lengths away. Lead time 24.3, and Tessa's Rocket for Robbie Close is about to work to the lead now. The Earth Moved is going to hand up and trail second. Insignificant parked up and 3 back the inside, Cuddly Jess. Then came Monkey Luck from Chevasian and 2 lengths Kylie Castleton. Unyielding Spirit is last of the group. Duchess Delamore is 10 lengths away and 12 lengths to Big Ears. Opening quarter 30.4, and it's Tessa's Rocket by a length and a half. Insignificant Park second, leaders back running third as the Earth Moved. Monkey Luck fourth, Cuddly Jess 3 back the pegs. A length away next is Kylie Castleton from Chevasian, Unyielding Spirit. 2 lengths to Duchess Delamore tacking on, and about 10 lengths away last of all is Big Ears. 800 to go. And Tessa's Rocket looking for 3 in a row, and she leads by a head on Insignificant going up to Eyeballer now. Monkey Luck's running third and the leaders back, the Earth Moved. Kylie Castleton fifth around Cuddly Jess from Unyielding Spirit. And then came Chevasian and Duchess Delamore, and about 10 lengths away Big Ears. Second quarter 33, 63.4 for the half as Insignificant works Tessa's Rocket coming off the back. Speeds increased but not by all that much. The Earth Move waits on the terrace. I love it. Pine Leaf Farm passing lane. Next Monkey Luck. 3 wide Kylie Castleton from Cuddly Jess. Then came Unyielding Spirit, Chavasion and Duchess Delamore. Third quarter 31.2. The leader is Tessa's Rocket. A neck on Insignificant driven up. The Earth Move getting an inside run. Then came Monkey Luck and Unyielding Spirit. Tessa's Rocket leads below the 150. The Earth moved on the terrace to Love Lane. Unyielding Spirit and Cuddly Jess running on. Tessa's Rocket leads. Cuddly Jess. Unyielding Spirit comes now. It's a Golding and close. They hit it. Oh, it's Golding and close with nothing in it. Stevie thinks he's won. Unyielding Spirit or Tessa's Rocket. What a finish to the Juniors Premiership. Cuddly Jess third, then came the Earth Moved. Chavasion, next in Insignificant from Kylie Castleton, and then came Monkey Luck, Duchess Delamore and Big Ears. He's got no doubt, Stevie Golding, he's won this. 29-1 the last quarter, 2-3.7 the last mile. Tessa's Rocket, Robbie Close gave her every chance to win. Unyielding Spirit's got momentum. They drive to the line and... oh, that's close. Wow, that's close. He might have just got there. We'll get Al on the blower here and get it confirmed one way or the other. Nine, Tessa's Rocket is more than likely to hang on here, but it's really close. Wow, what a finish to the junior drivers here, Gregory.
Fitting.
Wow.
Absolutely fitting that it should go as close as that. Of course, it's not over yet for Stevie as Magical Murph in the last. It is, of course, for Robbie Close. But confirmation to come through, Michael, and that'll pretty much wrap up the drivers' series, although Blair Orange has Highview Saddler in the last. But what a finish to that race, and absolutely fitting that there should be the barest of margins between these two.
Well, Grego, you couldn't make that up. I mean, one led, the other one came from last. You just don't see trotters in that grade make up 5 lengths inside 250 metres, and it looked like the outside horse had got up. We think it may be the inside. That's the early call from the judge. And if that happens, it means that the drivers' premiership for the juniors is going to be shared. But that's not confirmed yet, but that's what we think just happened. We think Robbie Close just bet Stevie Golding, even though it looked like the outside also got up. I'm seeing the photo now, and the 9's got it. The 9 has got this. We'll head to Craig Thompson very shortly. We'll try and punch this up on the screen for you. Wanganui Dogs was 367. 367. Give us a look at this if we can, Brad. Brad's our director, if you don't know him, big tall guy. He's got Robbie's given it the wave at Addington, and he's got there by a nose. Yep, so it's the inside horse. So the one closer to you, your TV screen, frontage, is the 9. So 9's got there by a nose. Gee, that's close. And with that, Stevie Golding has a chance to win back the Junior Drivers' Premiership in the last on the card, but he's on a roughie. Wow, Craig Thompson, what a great way to potentially end that Junior Drivers' Championship, because you don't often see the lower grade trotting mares storm home like that.
Super performance, wasn't it, by Unyielding Spirit, and Robbie Close in front on the favourite Tessa's Rocket, and it's gone down to a nose. So these junior drivers, Michael, as I said last night, they've had a wonderful season, the three of them, because Craig Ferguson's in the mix as well. He's had a great season. He had around about 36, 38 wins for the season. And these two boys, they came north yesterday and they took out a third of the program here at the park last night. 9 races, they took out 3 of them. It was great having them here. It's added a lot to harness racing in the last couple of weeks. This Junior Drivers' Championship going right down to the wire. And, of course, Stevie's got to drive on Magical Murph in the last. Let's get to Robert Dunn, or John Dunn, if we've got time, and we'll play in the interview with Miss Daisy. John, Miss Daisy in the last. She's been racing really well. Tonight she gets a good draw over the sprint trip, and with a scratching inside you, gives you a good chance.
Yeah, it does. She always sort of horse, she gives herself a good chance too. She's a lovely filly, and she's sort of she's racing great each week. So it's like Kate and also Charleston Bell, they're two lovely, nice filly and mare. So. But the way she's sort of been racing, I was sort of drawn a bit better than those two, so it's got to be a great show.
Cyclone Kate, and up on the outside, Charleston Bell. Runners in behind the yellow bar arm for the last for season 2014-15 under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park. Been another great season. What a great three-way finish to our premier event, the Trillion Trust Auckland Cup between Chris and Me, Adore Me and Ahoka Punter. Set and ready. Green light, they're racing in the last for the season. Arms of an Angel out strongly with Chevron's Easy on the inside. Miss Daisy, the favourite, will settle down in third, followed by Sahara Zona, Cyclone Kate and Charleston Bell. She'll settle at the rear for Tony Cameron as they work the stables. Corner, Arms of an Angel, Megan Tees, but off its back, Chevron's Easy and the Jones boy. Whipping around now to take up the running with the Better's Delight filly. She looks to go back to back after her nice maiden victory a week ago. 3 lengths, Miss Daisy. There followed Sahara Zona back in the field then to Cyclone Kate and the Wizard Todd Mitchell, and Charleston Bell back last for Tony Cameron. So now Miss Daisy makes her move as they work down to the lead time. Chevron's Easy, but Miss Daisy now looking to work on to the lead. 43 and 3 was at lead time, and the favourite does find the top as they approach the showgrounds turn. Arms of an Angel third, 3 lengths away to Sahara Zona. Then came Cyclone Kate, and still back last is Charleston Bell. Looking for a hat-trick of victories is Charleston Bell. The Christian Cullen Mere and last week's winner of the Golden Girls final. As they work into the lane, 1,200 metres left to go. Auckland Co-op Taxi, Fillies and Mares in the opening quarter is cut out in 31.7. Miss Daisy, the Better's Delight filly. John Dunn a length and a half over Chevron's Easy. Arms of an Angel. Charleston Bell starts to mosey forward on the outside. Sahara Zona stays in at the bell, and Cyclone Kate about to get onto the back of Charleston Bell as they work the stables corner, the final time for the season. And our leader, Miss Daisy, leads away a length and a quarter. Chevron's Easy in the trail, and moving closer up on the outside, out parked is Charleston Bell. Around Arms of an Angel. In the 1-1 is Cyclone Kate. Sahara Zona, the last of the half a dozen. 32 and 2 the second quarter. Miss Daisy through the back. A length and a quarter. Chevron's Easy under a nice rain in the trail. Charleston Bell inching up on the outside, parked. Arms of an Angel all dressed up, nowhere to go. 3 back on the inside of Cyclone Kate. And Sahara Zona, the last. They turn off the back and round the showgrounds turn they come. And Miss Daisy leads by a half over Charleston Bell. Chevron's Easy will wait the passing lane. They're followed by the next Cyclone Kate. 28 and 8 the third quarter. Then Arms of an Angel, Sahara Zona, homeward bound. Miss Daisy, Charleston Bell attacks hard now. Out of the 1-1. Here's Cyclone Kate. Sahara Zona down the outside. Charleston Bell hits the front over Miss Daisy. Cyclone Kate's about to appear on the scene. Charleston Bell, Cyclone Kate, right on the lines, a winner of the last of the season. Cyclone Kate, the Wizard, gets 2. Charleston Bell for second. Photos third. Chevron's Easy, Sahara Zona, Miss Daisy. Arms of an Angel to be the last to greet Judge Graham McLennan for season 2014-15, 243.2. 27 the final quarter, 55.8 was the half. Nice win. Cyclone Kate, Mark Lyon, Antstrawn, Kyle Mills, Heath Mills and Gareth Dixon, the owners, and the Mark III filly. She'll pick up a performance incentive bonus tonight too, given a butte trip. And the 1-1 by the Wizard gets over the top of Charleston Bell. Sahara Zona will be third in front of Chevron's Easy and the Auckland Co-op Taxi, Fillies and Mares.
Official placings, race 9, the Auckland Co-op Taxis, Fillies and Mares, mobile pace. 675-142, 675-142. Horse 6, Cyclone Kate, paced to 2,200 metres and 243.23. Mile rate of 159.4. Last 855.9, the 427. The margins are neck, 1 3/4 lengths, 3/4 of a length. 675-142, race 9, Auckland Co-op Taxis, Fillies and Mares, mobile pace.
Fanfare through for Cyclone Kate, picking up a performance incentive for bonus tonight for owners Mark Lyon, Anstrawn, Kyle Mills, Heath Mills and Gareth Dixon. Gareth Dixon, the trainer out of Pukekohe, and Todd the Wizard Mitchell gets his second on the program tonight, back at the head of the field. Paul Lowther down there, part of the victory celebrations, a steward of the Auckland Trotting Club. She was also bred by the owners, the Mark III heir to the throne, brown 3-year-old filly. Career win 7 tonight at start 27 for Cyclone Kate. Seven Charleston Bell for second. Christian Cullen, Elite Bell, brown 4-year-old mare, raced by W.N. Hickey. James Stormont trained at Pukekohe, and Tony Cameron. And Sahara Zona for third. Ahoka Arizona Bay 4-year-old mare out of Sahara Starlight. And the owners S.L. Taylor, W.L. Wilson, Taylor Farming Limited, Mazelli Standing, P.A. Rasmussen, M.L. Barnes and J.A.S. Lancaster. Mike Berger trained at Cambridge, and Philip Butcher. 6 Cyclone Kate, $4.10 and $1.80, 4.10 $1.80. 7 Charleston Bell, $1.60. 160. 5 Sahara Zona, no third. The Quinella returns $5 even, $5. The trifecta is $55.10, $55.10. The first 4, $151 even, $151. The last double, 6 and 6, $32.40, $32.40. 6 and 7 concession at $9.60, $9.60. The final treble of 5, 6 and 6 at $58.20, $58.20. The last quaddie, 6, 5, 6 and 6, $125.60, $125.60. And place 6 tonight returns $7.80, $7.80. Well, that wraps it up for season 2014-15 here under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park. We're back here in the new season, August 14, for the first of the 2015-16 season. Till then, Aaron White from the commentary box bidding you all a very good evening and a safe weekend.